Hello and welcome to another episode of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. I'm Sal DiVincenzo here with my lovely colleagues, Sara Fade.
Hi.
Loveliest.
Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
Yes, I changed it up and then my brain froze. I took a dive off the cliff. So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Okay.
Welcome. I'm a little concerned with the speed at which the summer is going.
I know.
Because we're 2 weeks away from August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's back to school stuff already.
This
we're
is
seeing.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
What are they speeding up to? Where are we headed?
Exactly. And honestly, I don't want to say anything, but
I know.
but they have the Halloween stuff out in
Yes, they
Costco
do.
now.
Really?
I mean, that's
And Big
ridiculous. Come on.
I don't understand.
This is not right. We still have
I'm sure there's
multiple
studies or articles on
We have multiple barbecues that we still have to have. We have to have ice cream on a regular basis. We have to have all that kind of stuff. By the way, Nicole's ice cream maker is on sale.
Yeah.
So definitely check out Amazon.com if you want to get the ice cream maker.
Or if you're a Kohl's card member, 30% off.
Oh, there you go. All right. Cole should be sponsoring us there. Look at that plug there for Kohl's. All right. Yeah. So I hope you're enjoying your summer. I hope you're all getting out there and doing nice summer things, and hopefully it won't end as quickly as I think it's going to. It's just like boom.
No, I never felt like that. Even when I was younger, when you think it would go by fast because you go back to school, you dread it. I feel like it felt longer than it does now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely did.
Yeah, and not for nothing, but we are ordering the pumpkin spice latte syrups for the cafe.
Well, that's different.
Because it's coming.
You have to plan.
It's really
You
coming.
should get some caramel apple cider.
We will be getting different
Hot
flavors this year.
Caramel apple.
Yes, this fall. This is our second fall here at the cafe at the library. So we're going to be getting some interesting flavors, some caramel stuff that you mentioned there. We're going to be getting some cinnamon dolce latte type of things.
Oh, yummy.
So it's all coming. So yeah, if you haven't checked out our cafe, you should do it. It's in a center each. And also, if you haven't subscribed, right up front, you should subscribe to the channel. We have over 1,300 subscriptions, and we just posted a short a couple days ago, and it blew up in 10. It's the Apollo 11. We had a little Apollo 11 short, and we're getting
All right, it doesn't include either one of us.
we're getting over 100 views an hour.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for
So-
Apollo 11, that little unknown.
A little thing that happened.
Yeah, no one.
Yes, this week in history.
Yeah, NASA. Who?
Yes. Anyway, let's jump right into our segments. Nicole, why don't you go first?
Okay.
And before you do, just scooch over a little bit towards. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's Sarah that moves away from me. 'Cause I'm like,
Make room.
What you got this week?
well, I sound like a broken record, but so it goes. More about screen time and why you should.
It's important.
We'll do like this. We'll go like this. Screen time is good in doses and all that, and we have an ABC mouse, which has been around for a long time.
Indeed.
If I haven't talked about this before, or if you're new, we have it now for you guys to access at home. Which is big because it used to only be on the library computers.
Yeah.
But now if you go into our databases, you can access ABC Mouse from home. So I think that's wonderful.
With a Middle Country Public Library card.
Right, you need
so
to
if you're watching in Germany, I'm sorry.
Yes. So that's really great.
Unless you have a card.
Yeah. So that's great. So that is a screen time that's educational, that's been vetted. That's great. But there's other things that we can do too. So I found this book, Screen Time is Not Forever.
No.
And this is by Elizabeth Verdick, and she has this might look familiar if you have other young ones. She's teeth are not for biting, and in our home we're currently reading noses are not for picking. So she has a whole series of things like this, and the covers all kind of look similar, so you might recognize
There's
it.
nothing like a good nose pick. Come on, especially if you're a kid. Come on.
I know. My husband picked it up. He's like, what is this? But we still read it just in case. So it's ages 4 to 7. So screen time is not forever. So that might be a good thing to read together. Then do a little ABC Mouse, right? And then remember, screen time's not forever. So because I feel like I do go on about how to limit screen time, but I want to make sure we're sharing resources on different ways to do that because it's hard now. I notice, I've said this before, I try to really be off my phone when I'm around my son. But I'll pick it up every now and then, and I notice a difference when I'm reading a book, because I also I'm reading books, right? Like I'm not saying you have to be staring and with your child 24. That's impossible. You can't do that. But I want him to learn how to play independently and all that kind of stuff. But so I'll pick up a book. If I'm sitting there reading versus when I'm on my phone, when I'm on my phone, he'll come over and hit my hand or try to read try to look at my phone too. And I think he notices a difference between me being on my phone and me reading a book. That could be me making it up, but I just do think that screens are.
It's probably
different.
true.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. So but like I said, it's hard. I notice myself doing it. We all do it. So just to offer more resources on different ways as a family to go about limiting the screen time or working with it or whatever makes sense for your family.
Did I ever tell you this story, Nicole and Sarah, where I saw a little kid was looking at a not a comic book, but one of these Where's Waldo books, and I kid you not, I saw this kid do this. It was in the airport. I actually saw the kid go like this on the book, actually pick the fingers and start going like this, they were trying to. If you're not watching, they were trying to pinch and zoom into the book.
I bet.
Because they were so used to doing that at home.
So used to it. Well, even remember when you used to things would be touchscreen, but the ATMs weren't at that point. Yeah. I remember going to ATMs and trying to touch the screen.
Yeah, I did that one time at the mall with the directory. Yeah. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to." He's like, "It's not touchscreen."
Yeah. I'm like, we all it's seeped in, and I can go on for days and hours. I probably should start a blog or something, but it's just a lot, but it's hard. It's hard for everyone, and it's getting more and more. So that's something to do with if you have children ages 4 to 7. You could read that as a family, and then for adults, I found these. There's plenty, but these are 2: Calmer, Easier, Happier Screen Time. And I haven't read this yet myself, but from Publishers Weekly, Janice Norton, that's the author, sees it. There are 4 main issues: how much screen time kids get daily, what they're really doing and looking at, what time of day they're using their devices, and where they are during that time. She, the author, promises that by employing her straightforward cognitive and behavior modification strategies of descriptive praise, parental resolve, reflective listening, and the never ask twice method, and insisting on plenty of quality time, moms and dads can set more balanced, beneficial screen use habits for their families. Sidebars throughout the book offer FAQs with detailed answers and action steps, and 2 appendices feature useful additional resources. This is a cogent addition to her other book, Calmer, Easier, Happier series of parenting books. So.
Never ask twice method. That's me asking my wife if I can buy something. That's the rule in my house.
And to that point, she, in the thing, she says, other things you could do. So we'd have another book called 1,000 Outside Hours. Ooh. So a bunch of things to do outside, different games, different nature things to look for. We have our Nature Explorium here that is open. Mostly, it's open every day. Some days,
I'm sorry, can I see that?
We have programs going on, so it might be closed for a little while, but it's usually 10 to 7, I believe, that it's open. So you can come down here and do nature stuff or, all these different activities. So hopefully we offer, we do, and we're always trying to make sure that we have enough resources to kind of figure out this whole screen time thing. Because I think everyone's learning right now. We had no idea. I don't think anyone really knew the effects, and I think we're just starting to learn the effects, so we're kind of doing this together. So.
Absolutely. Can I tell you? I a mile away. I can spot a DK book. They're so awesome. Great. DK books are so great. The illustrations, just the quality of the cover, everything on DK is just amazing. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, thanks, Nicole. Sarah. Are you going to talk about screen time?
No. Right. It's kind of...
Yeah. I was going to say, I bet.
It's very similar to what Nicole is
what you got?
talking
This is
about.
The effects of too much screen time.
Yeah. Yes. So, it's, for adults. But however, I will start with this one. We're talking about how to communicate effectively.
Oh.
So, and that's something that is, missing a lot in this day and age. Yes. And especially... during this turbulent time, politics and whatnot, people are often talking at you and not with you. And so I thought these might be some good books for people to take out.
Okay.
And this one, we have the Complete Idiots series.
Yes.
Guides to Body Language. And there is a chapter in here about children.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's about childish behaviors, body language in infants and toddlers. And it's sort of...
Infants?
Yeah. So it's about touching and what happens to children when you ignore them, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it covers
because you're
lot.
on your phone, which but being mindful of being on your phone. That's and right. Maybe some behaviors that your child's exhibiting, and you can
It's the worst series. The two series, the For Dummies and the Complete Idiots book, is the worst series to suggest to a patron the patron comes up to the reference desk and they ask, "I'm looking for something like really, really simple," and you search on the and you see it come up. You're like, I don't want to bring this book down, but it's like, okay, here's your For Dummies book. How to use a computer for dummies, because that's what you are. No, it's terrible.
That's okay. 'Cause sometimes I will get them a book over in children's, and I'll be like, don't take this the wrong way. But sometimes children's books will break it down in such a way that's a lot easier. Yeah. And they're like, okay. I'm like, let me just get it for you, and you can
you decide whether or not I'm
but
in trouble.
It's true. Especially I think one patron and others, they were looking for, I think, how to make homemade paper.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And there was one in children's that was so easy. And I'm like, do you want a 300-page book or a 50-page book?
Do you want to make paper today or do you want to make it 2 weeks from now?
But anyway. So, okay, we have 808 conversation starters for couples. I thought this was funny. It was in the same call number, so it's 302.2.
Okay.
And so they have mini quizzes and just question prompts. So I'm going to...
do a couple.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys.
All right, conversation starter.
For couples.
For couples?
For couples. Or anybody.
All right.
Okay, so this is one of the mini quizzes, which I thought was funny.
Okay.
Not funny, but if you were at a dinner party and found yourself disagreeing with your host's view, you would probably A, still stress your view, B, keep the conversation pleasant even if it means conceding, or C, politely smile and nod, but inwardly seethe.
Wait, is this so I'd have to guess what Steve would do? Or am I saying what I would do?
You can do whatever you want.
What would you do?
Okay, C.
C, you would seethe?
Yeah.
See, I would B. I would just be like, all right, I'm just going to keep it
Yeah,
and then on the way home, home, I would I'd rip it up. But
I think all of these should still say and seethe.
What would you do, Sarah?
I would do C. I would not be able. I would just be like,
well, that's a take.
Yeah. So, but some of the questions. That's NSFW. If you had to give up either sweet or spicy foods, which would you choose, and how much of a sacrifice would it be?
Ooh,
spicy. Not that hard.
Yeah, I would give up spicy too.
Really?
Yeah.
You would give up spicy?
I know. I love spicy food, but I would give that up because I can't. I just came back from Sicily, and everything there is sweet and lovely and wonderful and delicious, and I can't give that back up.
I don't know. See, I'm not a...
No sweets?
I mean, I like them, but I'm not like, guys, I really want a chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think based on what I know of you and what you like to eat and everything like that, I think giving up the spicy would be a huge thing.
So this is a lot. Ask, listen, share, love.
Oh, how nice. Let's put that on the bathroom wall.
Okay, so another book is That's Not What I Meant, How Conversational Style Makes or Breaks Relationships. Yeah. So I went through them and I just, picked out a few things. So this chapter 6 is about power and solidarity.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So the terms power and solidarity capture the way we juggle involvement and independence in the real world. Power has to do with controlling others, an extension of involvement, and resisting being controlled, an extension of independence. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It goes into different things. And then another one we have is Say What You Mean.
Okay.
A mindful approach to nonviolent communication.
This is tough, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to do this.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. How to find your voice, speak your truth, and listen.
Well, we both
deeply.
just said we wouldn't say anything. We'd be like,
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Yeah, we don't say what we
know.
Because when we do, it will be violent.
Yeah.
Although, but it's funny, there's certain key words that you say beforehand, you want to say something that's just an insult. like with all due respect, you know, right? When you say that, with all due respect.
Now we know Sal's tell.
Not an ounce of respect coming after that. That's the most hurtful thing I could imagine to say.
Or more often is like, you know, I love you, but.
So she starts with saying, effective communication depends on our ability to be present. Okay, speaking openly and honestly, listening deeply, and navigating the inevitable twists and turns of a conversation will all require a high degree of self-awareness. To say what we mean, we must first know what we mean. And to know what we mean, we must listen inwardly and discern what is true for us.
Okay.
All right. So if you really want to figure out how to say
But I feel like, what if only one person in the interaction is self-aware and has read this book and the other person is not?
Yeah,
then what
it's a
happens? Did they tell you what
street.
happens?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure they do cover it. What happens when you're talking to an
politely
idiot?
nod and seethe inside.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we have just say it. Four phrases that will change your life forever.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Supersize me.
Yeah, and it's a very thin book. It's very digestible.
Yeah, it's only 4 things.
Yeah. So, one of the things, page 7, how to keep people engaged in a conversation.
Okay.
People tend to listen and pay attention when the person who is speaking with them seems interested in them.
Politely nod.
Of course, yeah.
And see them inside.
Yeah. We should write our own book, How to Politely Nod and Seethe Inside.
Yeah. The only rule you'll need to succeed in business. Politely nod.
Sarah's internal monologue is, I wonder if they have soup dumplings.
Think about anything else.
Yeah.
Politely
Exactly.
nod.
What's for lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So people tend to. That is why demonstrating that you are genuinely interested in someone is so important. It shows them that you care and that you actually want to develop a relationship with them. When you say, I believe in you, ensure that it is genuine and sincere.
Yeah.
So this is a little tidbit. Then we have, and now don't get offended.
Okay.
But me and Nicole are going to read this.
Oh,
how to
no.
deal with it.
I'm about to, my gender is about to be destroyed.
How to talk so men will listen.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, look at the picture, though. What year was this published?
Well, it's the 3rd edition.
Oh, okay.
So there were-
1980s.
okay.
That's definitely 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to say the introduction starts off with, you can change only yourself.
Yes, that's true.
Which is very true. This book might well have been titled How to Talk So Others Will Listen. It is a how to do it book using a communicating skills as tools approach. When something is not working, we need tools to make it work. These tools and strategies can work for anyone.
Okay.
Yeah. So a man can read this.
Well, look,
So how make
I'm
other
not
men
going to
listen.
disagree with you. I think there is definitely a communication problem between men and women many times because, you know, I think when men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Anyway, but you know, truth be told, in a former life, I was a playwright, and I wrote a play in which there was a full. You know, I wrote the woman's part and I wrote the man's part, and I will say, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I feel like this is something I'm proud of. The woman actress who was playing this part said that I wrote very well and very sincerely, and I did a good job at portraying what a woman would feel in this particular situation that I was writing about.
Good job.
Yes.
We'll say, except Sal. He already knows.
That being said, that was a former life. Right now, I don't get it at all.
Well, I will have to say there was no counter book to How to
Yes.
Talk So Women Will Listen.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so the last book that I pulled, there's many
There's so
other
many
ones.
bad things I could
politely
say right now.
Politely
Stereotypical
nod
things that I can
and
say.
seem.
Yeah, I know. And Sal is fired.
Didn't we just take that training like 2 weeks ago?
Okay, so like I was saying, there were many other books in this area, 302.2, about communication and stuff like this. So the last book I pulled is Messages, the Communication Skills book, 2nd edition.
It's okay.
Improve your relationships and personal effectiveness by mastering, ready? Body language, sexual communication, making contact, assertiveness, negotiation, public speaking, self-disclosure, active listening, and influencing others.
Interesting.
It's a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of stuff in there.
And it's tiny font, but it's not that bad. Someone really liked, they circled page 15.
Okay.
What do you think they were?
And well, I can tell you, it's 4 steps to effective listening. One is active listening. Okay. They like you to paraphrase. Okay. 2 is listening with empathy.
Okay.
The 3rd is listening with openness.
Okay.
If your opinions have been proven false, you are the last to know. Saying, you don't grow intellectually because you only listen to viewpoints you already hold. You dismiss otherwise worthwhile people because you disagree with them. You turn people off because you spar and do not listen.
Okay.
And you miss important information.
That's good.
Nice.
Very important
Yeah.
right during this time.
Yeah.
And the last thing is listening with awareness.
Yes.
And there's lots of stuff
There's
after
lots of
each
stuff in there, yeah.
I love good bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Total listening, self-disclosure.
Yes. Subscribe to our Patreon to talk about sexual communication, whatever that means.
Yeah, I didn't get to that. Fair fighting, unfair fighting, perception, the art of conversation. I think this is
It's a good one.
interesting
It's
book.
a good one.
So, I mean, I think all of these books are kind of interesting. Well, they are interesting. And, if you want to just try to have a better relationship with anybody, really, you might want to check one of these books out. And we have, small, big.
Yes, you got the one with only the 4 things in it. It'll take you about an afternoon to read. So, cool. Great. Well, thank you very much, Sarah.
You're welcome.
And if you would like to communicate with us, please comment below if you're watching on YouTube, or send us an email, podcast@mcplibrary.org, and let us know what you think of all these wonderful resources that we've talked about today.
Yeah.
It was a good show. We appreciate that. Actually, a library show.
Yeah.
How often does that happen on the library podcast?
Every podcast.
We find a way.
And speaking of the show, if you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. Once again, hit the like button if you liked what you saw today, and hit subscribe because we have some great things coming up on the channel, some more history stuff, some more... we have some interviews coming up on the podcast shortly, so it's definitely things that you want to check out. So thank you so much for joining us this week. For Sara Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. We will see you on the next show.